Can you see this one? Krishna Rotira Chinnai Kohilu Varnon Krishna Premier Chinnai Shuna Shanatan. Can you read this? See this?
Yes, Maharaj.
So Krishna Roti means Bhav Bhakti, ecstasy. The 9 symptoms, Chinna. Krishna Roti Chinna is Kohilu Vivaran, we discussed. Now, Krishna Premier Chinna is Shuna Shanatan. যার চিত্তে কৃষ্ণ প্রেম করে উদয় তার বাক্য ক্রিয়া মুদ্রা বিজ্ঞ না বুঝায় a line everybody I think probably know that Prabhupada quoted many times. He told Vaishnaveর ক্রিয়া মুদ্রা বিজ্ঞ না বুঝায়. The activities of the Vaishnava even Biggo. Biggo means even a learned scholar cannot understand. Biggo na bujha. Even a most learned scholar cannot understand the activities and symptoms of an exalted personality in whose heart love of God it has erupted. Then very famous verse from Bhagavad. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also different places this is quoted. Prabhupada quoted many times. Evam Rato Shapiyo Nama Kritta Jata Anuraga Dutta Chitta Ucche Hashati Atha Rudati Ruti Gayati Unmat Vat Nityati Lokavajja. When a person is actually advanced and takes pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord, who is very dear to him, he is agitated and loudly chants the holy name. He also laughs, cries, becomes agitated and chant just like that, not caring for others. Lokavajja. Premakrame bari hoy, sneha man pranay, rag anurag bhav, mahabhav hoy. Love of Godhead increases and is manifested as affection, counter love, love, attachment, subtle attachment, ecstasy, and sublime ecstasy. So you can easily understand. It is very difficult for Prabhupada to give this transliteration. What is sneha, man, pranay, rag, anurag, bhav, mahabhav. Love of God, actually this is gradual elevation. Love of God increases and is manifested as affection, counter love, love, attachment, sub-attachment, ecstasy, and sublime ecstasy. So how to understand all these things? Very nice example is given here. With the example, don't forget this example. Bijo ikshu rasagur tabe khondasar sharkara sita misri shuddha misri ar. This development is compared to sugarcane seeds, sugarcane plant, sugarcane juice, molasses, fruit sugar, refined sugar, sugar candy, and rock candy. The way from sugar, this gradual elevation. When milk, boil it, boil, last will get ghee. So you cannot give a line of demarcation. So love also this different stages. ইহা যে কর্মে নির্মল বারে কর্মে বারে সাত রতি প্রেমা ধীরত ইচ্ছে বারে আস্বাদ। নাও অধিকার ভেদে রতি পঞ্চপরকার শান্ত দাস্য সূক্ষ্মবাৎসল্য মধুরার। এই পঞ্চস্থায়ী ভাব হয় পঞ্চরস, যে রসে ভক্ত সুখী কৃষ্ণ হয় বশ। So I am not reading more all these things. So we're reading from Nectar of Devotion. Can you see Nectar of Devotion? Devotional service in pure love of God. So now, how Rupa Krishna explained that thing very shortly here. When one's desire to love Krishna in one's particular relationship becomes intensified, is known as pure love of God. In the beginning, a devotee is engaged in the regulative principles of devotional service by the order of his spiritual master. When one thereby becomes completely purified of all material contamination, there develops an attachment, a taste for devotional service. This taste and attachment, when gradually intensified in the course of time, becomes love. The word love can be actually applied only in the relationship with personality of God. In the material world, love is not applicable at all. Shishimad Bhakti Charisham Guru Maharaj told that most, what is that? What is that? Forgot this one. This word is most what's called wrongly used. This love word is most wrongly used in. I forgot the word. In this world, there are so many words in this world. Most wrongly used word is love. That is not actually love. What goes on under the name of love in the material world is nothing but lust. There is a gulf of difference between the love and lust, like the difference between sorry, they are internet problem. In Narad Pancharatra, it is clearly when lust is completely transformed to the Supreme Godhead and the concept of kinship is completely reposed in him, thus is accepted as pure love of God by the great authorities like Bhishma, Prahlad, Uddhava, and Narad. Great authorities like Bhishma have explained that love of Godhead means completely giving up all so-called love for any other person. According to Bhishma, love means reposing one's affection completely upon one person, withdrawing all affinities for any other person. This pure love can be transformed to the Supreme Personality of Godhead under two conditions: out of ecstasy and out of causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. two ways: ecstasy and causeless mercy. Again, the pure love can be transformed. This pure love can be transferred to the Supreme Godhead under two conditions. So try to remember these two words: one, ecstasy, and causeless mercy. So now explaining ecstasy. Ecstatic love of God can be potently invoked simply by following the rules and regulations of devotional service as they are prescribed in scriptures, under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master. In the 11th canto, 2nd chapter, verse 40, Srimad Bhagavatam, this ecstatic love, born of the execution of regulated devotional service, is explained. A devotee, in the course of executing the revealed principles of devotional service, develops his natural Krishna consciousness, and being thus subtle at heart, he chants and dances like that. While performing chanting of the holy name of the Lord, he sometimes cries, sometimes talks loudly, so he talks wildly, sometimes sings, and sometimes without caring for any outsider, dances like a madman. What is the verse? We already read, no? This verse. এবং ব্রত সপ্রিয় নামকৃত্যা যথানুরাগ দ্রুত চিত্তচ্চ হস্যতি অথ রোদতি রৌতি গায়তি উন্মাদ বা কৃত্যতি লোকবাচ্য. So you already read it. In Padma Puran, there is a statement about ecstatic love born of a spontaneous affection. Chandrakanti, a celebrated fair-faced girl, rigidly observed celibacy in order to obtain Krishna as her husband. She always engaged herself in meditating on the transcendental form of the Lord and always chanted the glories of the Lord. She did not desire to accept anyone else as her husband. She had firmly decided that only Lord Krishna would be her husband. Now these two things, ecstasy and causeless mercy. Now ecstasy, here is causeless mercy, Lord's extraordinary mercy. When a devotee is found to be always associated with the Lord in ecstatic love, it is to be understood that such a position has been awarded by the Lord himself out of his causeless extraordinary mercy. As an example of such extraordinary mercy is given in 11th chapter, 12th chapter, verse 7, Srimad Bhagavatam. When Lord Krishna tells Uddha, the gopis in Vrindavan did not study the Vedas to achieve him, nor had they ever been in holy places of pilgrimage, nor did they devoutly execute any regulated principles, nor did they undergo any kind of austerity. It is simply by my association that they have attained the highest perfection of devotional service. From the example of Chandrakanti as found in Padma Puran, and from the example of the gopis as found in Srimad Bhagavatam, it appears that a devotee who always thinks of Krishna and who always chants his glories in ecstatic love, regardless of his condition, will attain the highest perfection of unalloyed devotional love due to Lord Krishna's extraordinary mercy. This is confirmed in Narad Panchara. If a person worships, adores, and loves Hari, Supreme Lord, he should be understood to have finished all kinds of states, penances, and similar process of self-realization. On the other hand, if after undergoing all types of austerities, penances, and mystic practices, one does not develop such love for Hari, then all his performances are to be considered a useless waste of time. The verse, Ahovato Shapachato Guriyan Jat Jibhagrivar Totenamo Tukka Te Putapuste Juhubushishnu Raja Pramanachu Vinantiji. When somebody chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it might be contrary. He has finished all kinds of austerities, penances, and similar of self-realization. If someone always sees Krishna inside and outside, then it is to be understood that he has surpassed all austerities and penances for self-realization. There is a nice verse. I'm again reading. If someone always sees Krishna inside and outside, then it is to be understood that he has surpassed all austerities and penances, self-realization. And if after executing all kinds of penances and austerities, one cannot always see Krishna inside and outside, then he has executed his work useless. The verse is mentioned, Antar Bohir Jodi Hari Tapasha Tatakiri. Antar Bohir Jodi Hari Tapasha Tatakiri. If you are able to see Antar and Bohir Hari, what is the use of tapasya then? Nanta Bohir Jodi Hari Tapasya Tatakiri. Now, if by your tapasya, if you are unable to see Hari outside, inside, what is the use of tapasya? Aradhita Jodi Hari Tapasya Tatakiri. If you are serving Krishna, what is necessary for doing another tapasya? Na Aradhita Jodi Hari Tapasya Tatakiri. If you don't worship Krishna, what is the use of that tapasya? Aradhita Jodi Hari Tapasya Tatakiri. Na Aradhita Jodi Hari Tapasya Tatakiri. Antar Bahir Jodi Hari Tapasya Tatakiri. Na Antar Bahir Jodi Hari Tapasya Tatakiri. Spontaneous attraction to Krishna, which is said to be due to the extraordinary mercy of the Lord, can be placed under two headings. One is profound veneration for the greatness of the Lord, and the other is one's being automatically attracted to Krishna without any external consideration. In Narad Panchara, they said that if on account of profound veneration for the greatness of the Lord, one attains great affection and still love for him, one is certainly assured of attaining the four kinds of Vaishnava liberation, namely achieving the same bodily feature of the Lord, what is the Sharupma. Achieving the opulence, same opulence of the Lord, Sharshti. Dwelling the same planet, while the Lord is residing, Shalokko. Attaining eternal association of Shamipko. The Vaishnava liberation is completely different from this Mayavad liberation, which is simply a matter of being merged into the effulgence of the Lord. That is called Shajujya. Now, I hope you have noticed here. I am reading this section. One is profound veneration of the greatness of the Lord. One. Profound veneration of the greatness of the Lord. One thing. Second thing, other one is one's being automatically attracted to Krishna. There is a Sanskrit word, first one Oishorja, second one is Madhurja. In Oishorja, you can go to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha, 4 types of liberation, what is mentioned here. And even with the veneration, there is no chance of going to Vrindavan. With veneration, if you serve, we go maximum up to Vaikuntha. But if you want to go Golok Vrindavan, you should develop spontaneous love, Madhurja. Here, telling that this 4 types of liberation. In Narad Pancharatra, pure unalloyed devotional service is explained as being without any motive or personal benefit. If a devotee is continuously in love with Lord Krishna and his mind is always fixed upon him, that devotional activity will prove to be the only means of attaining the attention of the Lord. In other words, a Vaishnava who is incessantly thinking of the form of the Lord is to be known as pure Vaishnava. Generally, a devotee who has achieved the causeless mercy of the Lord on account of following the strict rules and regulations of devotional service becomes attracted by the supreme greatness of the Lord, by the transcendental beauty of the Lord, and by the spontaneous execution of devotional service. To be more clear, by executing the regulative principles of devotional service, one can fully appreciate the transcendental beauty of the Lord. In any case, such exalted position are possible only by the extraordinary mercy of the Lord upon the devotee. Next point, association with pure devotees. Although many different processes of developing love of God have been explained so far, Sri Rupa Goswami now gives us a general description of how one can best achieve such a high position. The beginning of ecstatic love of God is basically faith. There are many societies and associations of pure devotees. And if someone with just little faith begins to associate with such societies, his advancement to pure devotional service is rapid. The influence of a pure devotee is such that if someone's come to associate with him with a little faith, this Prabhupada, this word is again mentioned. We should associate with the devotee with faith. Unnecessarily, just simply associating is not so much important, but we should associate with faith. One gets the chance to hearing about the Lord from the authoritative scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and so on. Thus, by the mercy of the Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart, one gradually develops his faith in the descriptions of such authoritative scriptures. This is the first stage of association with devotees. In the second stage, after one can become a little advanced and mature, he automatically offers to follow the principles of devotional service under the guidance of pure devotee and exceptional spiritual master. The next step, under the guidance of spiritual master, the devotee executes devotional principle service, and as a result of such activities, he becomes freed from unwanted occupations. So I hope you have already said. With faith is first one. With faith, what is it do? And pure devotee. Two things. Associate with it. Shraddha, sadhu. And with that, third thing is bhajana kriya. Chance to hear bhajana kriya. one gradually develops his faith. Thus, the first association with the second stage, one becomes advanced and mature, automatically offers principal devotion and this master. The next stage, under the spiritual master, this is service in bhajan. Then, under the guidance, devotion executive principles, and such result, what happens? Become free from unwanted occupations, anartha nivritti. When he is freed from unwanted occupations, his faith becomes steadily fixed. Nishtha. It's called Nishtha. Then he develops a transcendental taste, ruchi, for the devotional service. Then the attachment, ashakti. Then ecstasis, bhav. And in this last stage, there is love of Godhead, pure love, but it's prayer. These are the 9 steps. These are the different stages of development of pure love. Only the most fortunate persons can achieve success in life. Those who are simply academic students of the Vedic scriptures cannot appreciate how such a development takes place. In the Narad Pancharatta, Lord Shiva therefore tells Parvati, my dear Supreme Guidance, you may know from me that any person who has developed the ecstasy of love for the Supreme Person of Godhead and who is always merged with transcendental bliss on account of love cannot even perceive the material distress or happiness coming from the body of mind. The affection and the dealings of love that are different branches of the original tree of love receive many varieties of affectionate manifestation that will not be discussed here. These different manifestations have been described by Sanatana Goswami in Bhagavatamrita. Although the subject of such affections and dealings of love is very confidential, Sanatana Goswami has described them very explicitly. Srila Rupa Goswami thus concludes the first division of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, eastern side, offering of his treatise for the transcendental pleasure of Sanatana Goswami, who has established the transcendental beauty, and of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. It appears from this statement that great Srila Jiva Goswami was not yet, then Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu was. So here, at the end of this section, Rupa Goswami paying obeisances. Out of 6 Goswami, Rupa Goswami is paying obeisances, mentioning names. Must be 5, but not Jiva Goswami's name. So here Prabhupada will comment why Jiva Goswami's name is not there. Must be when he was writing that book, it appears from the statement that the great Srila Jiva Goswami was not yet achieved, was not yet active when Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu was written. Thus ends the Bhakti summary study, the first division of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, up to the description of ecstatic love of God, who is to follow next. Oh, time is also covered. From next section, I think better we should stop, take rest for a few days. Janmashtami, Prabhupada, vacation. So after Janmashtami, we'll start. So tomorrow we can do, but after the gap, better. Let me see. 8th. 8th is Friday. So 9, 10th. You can start 11th again. So next class will be 11th. Long gap. Okay, good idea. Tomorrow we should have exam. Yeah, I forgot that. Yes, tomorrow will be class, but there will be whole 19th chapter exam. And Shubhan Prabhu will send you all the questions in the PDF form. So go through that. From the same question, exam will come. 50 question will be there. Hare Krishna. Nectar Gautam.